Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video we're going to be talking about 5 things that you can do, 5 tips and things you can do to instantly improve your art to make it look more realistic. So let's get into it. Number 1 is understanding the fundamentals. If you are able to understand where to place shadows, where the light source is, and exactly how, like say if we're talking about the eye I'm drawing in this video, understanding exactly where shadows are supposed to go, exactly where there are curves and like the proportions basically. And if you're able to understand that, it automatically makes it so that you don't even like have to use a reference most of the time if you're able to do that through muscle memory. But still, it's important to know how something is formed. So in the video you can see me drawing an eye, and eyes, like the eyeballs, are curved, so you have to know that the edges of the eye will always have more shadows than the part closest to the iris. So you got to make sure you're doing that and understanding that within like anything you're drawing, honestly. Number 2, you have to be able to use a reference, because honestly when you don't practice one thing multiple times, then you're supposed to use a reference so you know the proportions. So like if you're not using a reference and your proportions are not accurate, your drawing is doomed from the beginning basically. So always use a reference. You will see that you have immediately improved in your art and it will look much better. 3, build your layers. So as you saw me earlier, I was building my layers. I was starting off really light and then I was going really dark. I wasn't going dark immediately, and that's really important. Some of the drawings I made before, if I went too dark really soon, it would make it look unrealistic, like automatically. So if I build my layers, then that should automatically make it look more realistic than if I were to just throw down the darkest shade of black I have. 4, contrast. Contrast is important. This is the number one thing I tell literally everybody who wants to learn how to draw realistically. If you're able to have your darks be as dark, the darkest part of your drawings be as dark as they can go, that is really good. If you're able to have the lights be as light as they can go, that is really good, because in real life, that's just kind of how it is. There's lots of contrast. Nothing is really too faded. There's obviously not any harsh lines, but there's contrast, and contrast is not harsh lines, it's values. So if you're able to have a lot of contrast within your drawings, that will immediately help it look more real, basically. Number 5, adding small details. If you're able to add small details and things like that, like in the eye you see I'm drawing lots of little dots with the white Sakura Jelly Roll pen that I'm using, and it's making it look way more realistic. It's adding the water effect because there's water on this eye. I love drawing water because it's super detailed, and you can see that the way it is layered onto the skin makes it look real almost. So making sure to add details and having contrast, as well as building your layers using a reference and understanding your fundamentals, will immediately improve your. You can actually just try out everything I just told you. So here's an experiment. Draw an eye, or basically practically anything realistically, and without doing any of the stuff I just told you. Now redraw that thing, told you all the 5 tips I just gave you. So when you do that, you can see how much growth is between those 2 drawings and how fast it happened, basically. So anyways, that was the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And until next time, bye.